pleased to have you all here as part of our first Cisco Support Community Meetup in partnership with our sales team. We have a fantastic agenda, obviously, for you. I do really want to thank all of you for taking a couple of hours in your busy schedule to be with us. I hope this is as informational as you want it to be, and it's also a very interactive session for all of us. So to start with, obviously I'm a manager, senior manager at Cisco, focused on social platforms and social analytics capabilities for Cisco. As part of that, we obviously have our support community, which is kind of the heart of everything we do around our support and support interactions at Cisco. So I'm very pleased to share with you all what we have. Beyond that, we also want to. I also want to introduce Drew, who will be our sales specialist, focused on Cisco unified computing platform, where he's going to share his insights on how we could use the platform to simplify your architecture, data center architecture and needs for you as a customer or partner. With that said, I'm just going to jump into the overview of the Cisco Support Community. Before I start, how many of you know about the Cisco Support Community? With the exception of my team. That's good, that's good. How many of you here are Cisco expert or Cisco certified experts or professionals? Okay, that's good. The reason why I ask is I can focus the presentation based on what you care about, because it could be different things to different people. So without further delay, I'm going to jump into the presentation here. So this is kind of the agenda. I thought I'll kind of give you an overview of what our support community is and how it relates to how much we do at Cisco, right? So that's something I want to share. We'll kind of talk about what it means to you as customers or partners in terms of value proposition. And then we'll kind of go into the details of what it offers as capabilities for you all to consume. And finally, kind of looking at what is coming up that you might be interested and you might be willing to participate and collaborate with us on. So kind of a look ahead. So from Cisco's standpoint, you all, customers and partners, come to us through different forms. There's the phone, which is kind of the phone part, which is in the central market, which is assistant support. Where if you have an issue, you call Cisco, right? And the first thing is, you find a person that can help you. Or in some cases, they might ask you to open a case, right? So that's where you interact with tech. So that's the assistant support. And then you have Cisco.com support, which is the online resource. So this is all tech docs, troubleshooting guide, all the things that you find through self-service on Cisco.com/support. And that's what the self-support model is. And this is what we're going to talk about today, which is more of the peer-to-peer support. And this is something that we feel has become, over the past few years, kind of central to the way customers and partners come to us for. Right? You start off with this, and then if you don't find the answers here, you kind of get redirected to one of the other approaches or other modalities of support. So what we want to do in our vision with what we call smart interactions is really to enable a very unified support experience for you as customers and partners. So no matter where you start, whether it's on the phone, whether it's with chat, or whether it's on a community forum that we have, you get a unified way. You can switch to multiple places, but regardless of where you go, you get the answers you are looking for. So it's about unified customer experience. And the second part is it's really about making it proactive. So if we release a product, whether it's UCS, whether it's a software download patch, we want to make sure that we communicate the issues before you face it, right? So it's really about proactive support, and we also want to target it based on your needs. So once you log in, once we know that you are a customer with interest on a specific technology or a specific product, we can proactively send you alerts, proactively send you notifications on some of what's available, whether it's a bug, whether it's a patch, whatever it might be. So smart interactions is really about tying all of this together, but most importantly for you, at who you are, what your needs are. So in terms of value proposition, one of the things is, at the end of the day, whatever we do, it ultimately it's about value for you as customers and value for you as partners. So in terms of customers, right, it's really about anytime, anywhere support, right? No matter if it's on the phone, it's on social media, it's on community, it's, whether you pick up the phone and call, we want to make sure you get the right answers. And more importantly, it's the fast answers, because I know it's the world of social media, and everybody, it's all about immediacy of the needs, right? Nobody wants to wait a day. I know there's, SLAs and all of that, but the ideal scenario is if it's a small issue, why can't we get the answers now, right? So it's all about you need faster problem resolution. And for partners, we do have a portfolio of capabilities that we are extending to partners using our same infrastructure and same supported platforms that we are offering to partners, as some of you might be here, to extend it to your customers. So be able to take what we provide through Cisco and be able to leverage our platforms and extend it so that you don't have to have the customers redirected to Cisco or go to multiple vendor places. So it's really about how can we take what we have and make it easier to consume as customers, and more importantly as partners. If you are today, having customers go to different places to get the support you need, whether it's Cisco or another vendor, how can we make it easier for you to leverage those capabilities? So those are kind of the, in simplistic terms, that's the value proposition. One of the things that, when I started, about 4 years ago at Cisco, people kind of looked at me and said, well, why communities? What's so big about it, right? How do I even know if I'm going to get an answer? How do I even know that it's better that, me picking up the phone or asking TAC for help, right? How do I know the quality is there? And I think I'm sure the same people who asked me the question 4 years ago are not going to ask me the same question again, because over the past 3 years, the way people communicate, the way social media has gone, where people are talking about brands, where people are talking about, collaborating on issues, right? It's less about always going to a place to find the answers. It's more about collaboration. It's more about finding like-minded people where you can, brainstorm concepts, where you can discuss issues, where you can identify solutions and co-create solutions in some cases. So, one of the things we found was, the goal at the end of the day for all of us, whether it's Cisco, whether it's Cisco customer or partner, it's all about faster problem resolution, making sure we can deliver the service everybody's expecting, from a Cisco standpoint and from a customer standpoint and partner standpoint, to make sure you get what you need or what you paid for, in simple terms. And then from a community standpoint, it's really about the crowd, wisdom of the crowds. It's really about making sure that, if I have an idea, I need a person I can talk to, right? Or if somebody is suggesting a solution for me, do I know if it's right? Is it going to work, right? So how great would it be to find people with similar solutions, or find people with similar issues that implemented similar solutions that I can brainstorm and make sure if I do implement it, and if I'm halfway through an issue and I need help, I have a place I can go and connect with people, right? So it's the commonality of the topics, like-mindedness, that really drives the wisdom of the crowds. And we strongly feel that our community has come a long way in the past 3 years. It has become from a place where people could go to become the heart or the gateway for support in a lot of ways for products and services. And then why now? I kind of addressed it. It's really about how people are starting to navigate towards more collaborative model. There's a lot of studies out there which talks about collaboration and how enterprises are trending in that direction. Whether we like it or not, people are talking about products. People are complaining, and it's in the best interest as enterprises to ensure that we are looking. It's like Amazon, right? If you're going to buy a product, you want to know what other people are thinking. Are there issues, right? It's very similar in an enterprise case where people are discussing comparisons of whether it's a Cisco product or a non-Cisco product, doesn't matter. So it's really important for us to ensure that whether a Cisco or a customer or partner, we have a good idea of what exactly are we doing and is this the right thing to do based on other people like me who have done this, right? So that becomes the way we think and how we end up acting. Let me kind of give you a simple overview of what the community looks like today. In terms of size, it's one of the largest external-facing communities at Cisco. There are two other communities. There's the learning community for people who are certified professionals. I'm sure you're familiar with the learning community. And then there's the developer community, which is a little smaller in size, but of course there are quite a bit of resources for developers. In terms of visits, and you can say that it's more than 2 million visits per month, unique visits per month. And then in terms of registered user base, for about 411K registered users, 7K community contributions. So this is the amount of content that gets created on the community, right? And this is across Cisco products, technologies, and services. So if you're a partner, who's entitled to SmartNet, right, then you can find information and you can actually get capabilities as an entitled customer on the community, whether it's content, whether it's features, or whatever it might be. So it's across the portfolio. And then we also have a lot of not just discussions, but there's a lot of documents, lots of videos, like how-to videos, troubleshooting videos, configuration videos. These are common things, right? Whether when a new product gets released, what's the basics you need, right? You need to know some basic stuff. And we really work with our broader teams, whether it's product teams, sales, whether it's services teams, to ensure that we get the resources you need so that we can help you proactively. And then it's not just the web. So if some of you are familiar with the community, there's the tech support app on the phone. It's again free. It's downloadable for Android and iOS platforms. So you can find the same set of resources, all the bulk of information on the phone. And then we also have social media, and we are starting to see a good ramp up in the types of conversations we have in social media. People are starting to ask more questions. And it's really, this breadth of the audience that makes it a really unique place for us to provide the support you need from us. At any point you have questions, feel free to let me know. So this is, a look at some of the capabilities. So the first thing is, this is a look at the community, and this is one top technology area, so LAN, switching and routing. And here we can look at, people can share content and through the social media channels. You can look at the types of content that's available, so you can either ask questions or participate in discussions or other topics that the community or another peer of yours is contributing to. So you can look at some of the blog posts. You can also, ask a question from here. So all you have to do is have a Cisco registered user ID. Once you have that, you can log in and you can ask a question. It's again free of cost. Anybody can ask a question. And then at a content level, I know some of you are probably very active on Twitter, right? People are experts who want to promote yourself on social media, whether it's LinkedIn. I think from a professional standpoint, I know people are active on Twitter and LinkedIn, for instance. So this is a way for you to share or promote your posts from a Cisco standpoint outside with your network. So that's something that we feel has picked up over the past few years. We also let you, then if you are an expert, and that's why I asked the question, if you are an expert, it's really less about finding answers. It might be more about your reputation, right? If you're a Cisco expert, how can you gain the reputation and be recognized as a Cisco expert, not just with Cisco, but with a broader industry ecosystem? So we do have quite a bit of recognition programs we provide, and I'll share that in detail in a couple of slides. But it's really about building a reputation and be recognized in your domain. And then there are some things like sharing, rating. So it's really a community, right? It's really about identifying like-minded people, collaborating, recognizing good contributions, and really building a group of experts, if you will, right? It's your own little group that you collaborate, that you converse, and over time it becomes, groups of people, forming that broader ecosystem. So this, in a nutshell, is what it looks like in terms of, okay, what comprises of our community, right? It's on the left-hand side, if you look at it, it's all about Cisco, right? So if you look at the numbers, it's a very small number. So it's truly a community for our customers and partners, driven by our customers and partners. Obviously, we bring our Cisco expertise in various forms. We have support engineers, TAC included. We have, professional services engineer, and then we also have other product SMEs and others that who play a big part. But if you sum up the left-hand side, it's a very small portion of what the right-hand side is. So, and then in the order from top to bottom on the right, it's really about our Cisco designated VIPs. I don't know if some of you are familiar with the community. We have what we call a Cisco designated VIP, and it's a Cisco-wide reputation that is provided to experts, right, across by domains. So if you're IP telephony or routing or switching, so it's by areas, and people have an opportunity to contribute and get recognized and rated by the community members. And over time, it's an annual designation that we provide. And that's how we select. And it's a small number. It's 27 people. But they contribute. 27 people contribute to about 20% of what the community is. And all of them are partners. All of them are partners. And then the rest is the registered user base and then the people who come on a regular basis, right? People start coming to us looking for answers, but then over time they become the key contributors and advocates of what we do. And I really want to invite all of you, if you have not done already, at least to come take a look at what we have, and hopefully you'll become, one of our ecosystem advocates. This is one thing that I think is a very popular item on our community is our programs, right? So on our community, there's a place called Expert Corner. And Expert Corner is all about, where we, Cisco, spend a lot of time mining the community for where the issues are, right? We look at the trending topics, we look at trending issues and see if there's a specific area where there's a lot of questions from customers or partners, right? That could potentially, be a big issue. We reach out to the right product teams, right, technology teams, to understand if there was something that happened, right? Is there a known issue? Was there a release that happened or something? To ensure that we provide you the right sets of information, whether it's bug fixes, whether it's how-to guides or troubleshooting guides or configuration, whatever it is that the issue is. We ensure we go identify those key trending topics based on your feedback on the community and identify the experts and create these programs in the form of a webcast, in the form of inviting an expert to talk to you, in the form of an Ask the Expert session, and some we've also even tried on Facebook because we find that the audience mix is very different on each of the networks. So we do a lot of things to do that proactive problem resolution for you. So I do invite you to go check out this area, and it's really a consumption area. It's a great place for you to find domain experts from Cisco, because it's a lot of material is from Cisco. But then there's also the VIPs who do a lot of sessions with us, and we share that with our customers and partners. So this is the top contributor, the reputation that I briefly mentioned. So this is kind of you look from you can either look from top down or bottom up. But the bottom, I'm going to start with the bottom. But the bottom is everybody, right? That's where everybody comes in. And then we have kind of 3 tiers of reputation, if you will. So if you're new to the community and you end up, contributing to the community, and you end up, we provide small incentives and, recognition through what we call our Spotlight program. This is a great way for you to get recognized, right? This might just be a small contribution. It's anything unique. We want to make sure that you're recognized and you actually spent the time on the community to contribute, right? So that's a Spotlight program, and we have various kinds of Spotlight awards that we do. There's about 5 to 6 of them right now, and it's really a great way to be recognized, and it's like a thank you and welcome at the same time to our community. And then we have the Cisco Designated VIP program, and this is what I briefly talked about. So it's a designation, but it's truly driven by your reputation that you built over a year and expertise in a specific domain. And Hall of Fame is really the Lifetime Achievement Award on the community. There's only 8 of them. Out of that, there are 2 TAC engineers who are very, 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 very good and a big advocate of who we are, but the rest of them are partners. So it's a truly a Lifetime Achievement Award. And just for the just so you know, it's not that hard to go from one tier to that second tier. Like last year, 12 Spotlight awardees moved to a VIP designation. So it's not like it's not impossible. I mean, it's really up to you. And again, this is by no means to pressure you to contribute. It's really something that you can go to as a resource, and if it ends up being providing you the reputation recognition as an expert, it's a great way to get started. I know since there are partners with entitlements and everything, we have the people always ask me, so where do I find it? If I have SmartNet, what do I do? How do I know if I have extra privileges? Right? So there's actually 3 sets of communities, if you will. So the public communities is 95% of them, right? So this is access, everybody gets access to it, everybody has an access to all the information that we share. There's only 4 to 5% of content, based on, based on your access level that we provide, which is more, the second, the blue shaded area, just entitled or paid, right? Paid is a very small piece, but this is real. The paid communities are targeted currently towards service providers for specific portfolio products. But the entitled communities is where you as a customer or partner, if you are a smart service customer or if you're a SmartNet customer, you get access to more content, right? And it's not going to flash to say you'll get more content, but if you're logged in, we know that you are an entitled customer, and hence you will have privileges, whether it's opening a service request from where you are, so you don't have to go to a separate tool. So let's say you start off with a discussion on the community, and you wait for 24 hours, you wait for a day, and there's no answer, and you're like, you know what? I can't wait anymore. I need to open a case. You don't have to go to a separate case tool to do that. You can actually transfer this discussion or the discussion that you're having with the community over to your, to TAC. And what that does is you don't have to repeat the entire history to a TAC person on the phone. It gives you the context, it gives you the content that you discuss in the community, and that would provide you, and we have methods to show that doing this obviously helps with faster problem resolution, right? I mean, at the end of the day, we don't want you to open TAC case if you can find the answers here in the community. That's why we wanted to start opening. But if you're entitled and it's a critical situation, then you can do it right from here. You don't have to leave this place to go to the service request tool to open a case. So it's really about making it easier for you. And then this is really about, saying, again, every enterprise is global, and we have about 5 other languages. We have, besides English, that we support. So all the wealth of information that we see on our English community is also available and tailored for local languages. Right? This is a look at our mobile, and I briefly touched on it. We have for iOS and Android platforms. We are looking to launch our next generation of our experience more on a responsive platform, so that would help you access all of this wealth of information on any of the devices, whether it's BlackBerry or Microsoft product. We don't have support for that right now, but that's something that we are working towards. But today it's available for Android and iOS, tablets and phones. This is just a look at social media, so I think I briefly covered that. Just in the interest of time, I'm going to quickly summarize. So this is a look at, I know people are using software downloads. People go to Cisco and download, clients or go to Bug Toolkit, search for bugs. There are various things that you do. This is kind of to show you, if you remember when I started, there were 3 pillars, right? But inside, an inside look at how this all works, we have integrated our community and our 2 other pillars I talked about very, very nicely. So it's all about making our community at the heart of all our support interactions, so that you can easily connect and toggle between these tools without having to make all those click-throughs. So it's really about that, and this, I'm sure if people have used some of these tools, would have seen that, transition happen over the past couple of years. And if anything, looking ahead, we just want to make it even better across all channels. So to summarize, if you look at opportunities for you, right? It doesn't cost you anything. I'm sure you all have Cisco registered user ID. Just log in, supportforums.cisco.com. Take a minute to take a look at it. I'm sure it'll be helpful. If it's not, I'm sure you could use it for future use. It's a great place to find the information you need in a proactive manner. You can find like-minded people. I'm sure, especially if you're experts, there are a lot of professionals who have become best buddies in the process of this journey with us. So I'm sure you'll find that yourself. And if you are a bilingual expert, or are an expert and all want to participate in our non-English communities, you are welcome to do so. We have the same support in all languages, tailored very much so for each of the languages. And then, obviously, if you're an expert and if reputation recognition is something that you want to strive for from a Cisco and Cisco ecosystem and broader industry ecosystem, this is a great way. Our VIPs put Cisco Designated VIP on their LinkedIn profile, right? So it's a great designation, and we've heard tons from them. And I hope that this presentation will inspire at least a few of you to take a look at this as an opportunity. And finally, if you're a customer who's interested in finding more about some of the entitled capabilities, I'll be happy to answer questions as well. I think that's kind of my presentation. I know we have
We should have some questions.
Yeah, so we have a few minutes. Any questions? I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Sorry, I missed how you put all those 3 different areas, the contact center, the self-help, and social media. How is that integrated for the back end to actual support teams with the Cisco partners? The last thing you covered.
No, I didn't miss it. I don't think I mentioned. I talked about it extensively. The question was, just for everybody's purpose, is how did we integrate the 3 pillars that I first shared? So the assisted support, peer-to-peer support, and the online support, right? Self-service. So that's one of the capabilities we provide as a platform. Is we have pretty much enabled a SaaS capability, so all APIs that we enabled through our platform, and based on the platform level integration, based on the contextual needs of the customers and requests and personalization, we ensure that when they log into a specific tool, or when they log into Cisco.com, or when they log into Cisco Support Community, we pull the relevant content for them through our APIs. And again, if you're a partner, some of these are also available as a service to our partners, to be able to do the same with Cisco content in your environment. So let's say you're a partner and you have customers, then you can potentially leverage our APIs and pull all Cisco content into your portal. That way, you don't have to have customers coming to Cisco, right? I mean, you have that information on so you will be the front and center for your customers. So that's something that, obviously is available for partners today. So if you're interested, I'll be happy to talk about that as well.
It's a very impressive set of solutions, but I was curious. My customers and partners are all over the world, and I noticed that Chinese or any of the Chinese dialects is not listed as local language support.
We are in a pilot mode. That's why I didn't talk about this yet. We launched our pilot, I think, in October, so last month. And we are going to be in pilot for a couple of months and doing a GA probably early March. So it will be available soon in our list. And one thing I did not remove is our Polish language that did not have enough critical mass, and there was not much activity going on. So that's something that we've archived, so it's not active anymore. But that's something that we do. It's not that we don't want to just create communities and have it sit out there. So it's very important for us to ensure that there's quality, right? If it's a place you come, I want to make sure that you get quality support. So that's an example of where we actually made the decision to remove it because there was just nothing going on. So based on the needs, to your point, we did find that China was a great opportunity and there was a lot of appetite for forum-like setting. Obviously, the social media is likely different because they have different set of networks, but from a community standpoint, we're enabling the same capabilities.